everybody. Welcome to All That Matters and More. Ikamala Mututu.
And I'm Kovike, and welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. But before Tutu and I dive right into it, we just wanted to give you guys a quick disclaimer. So the content that we will be providing is for educational, informative, and entertainment purposes.
Yes, guys, and that the information, opinions, as well as recommendations provided by us should by no means be considered as professional or medical advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you? I'm good.
No, man, I'm super great. Like, I'm so happy. Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
2022.
Yeah.
Should be exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we'll just take it one day at a time because we're really uncertain of what the year will bring, but you know what, we're going to be positive and hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Positive and hopeful. That's the way to go. And yes, guys, as much as a lot of us went into 2022 very happy, excited, you know, great relationships and so forth, not everybody entered the year the same way.
Yeah.
You know? And hence why we want to cover this topic first. Today's topic is on depression. And yes, guys, because it comes from, like, we have faced a lot of uncertainty as a country.
Yeah.
You know, a lot has happened, and the pandemic obviously exacerbated people's mental health issues.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people lost their jobs, they lost their loved ones, financial difficulties, I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. And I think you are definitely right. You know, I'm not a fan of COVID, like whatsoever.
100.
Yeah, because it definitely, you're right, it did heighten our mental illnesses, and it did heighten a lot of the mental health, you know. And I think that we need to now start putting our foot down and start combating this, you know. And we're only going to win. It's like a war, you know. We're only going to win this war together, you know. But you know the definition. Like
I think I do, but
yeah, it's like bleeding. It's bleeding out of our ears. So depression is the change in the way that I feel, act, and think. Okay, but I think that, guys, it goes so much more beyond that because it has a negative impact in your daily living, and daily functioning. Actually, you know, with obviously the daily living and the daily functioning.
Yeah.
I think that with depression now, what's happening is that when I have a smile on my face, like I can still be depressed. You know, I'm very high functioning. It's not that normal. That before
you sad
definition,
now,
you're sad, you're taken to the bed, and so on and so forth, and you're depressed. But there's so much more to it. It's like multifaceted.
It's very much multifaceted, and I think it's understanding that depression is a mood disorder.
Yeah,
like you mentioned, and this affects your emotional as well as your mental state.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing about depression, or how to spot it out, guys, as soon as you start losing interest in things that you previously enjoyed, if you enjoyed jogging in the morning and that was like a religious thing, you know? And all of a sudden you're just not into it. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a sign of depression.
Yeah. I think fatigue, when you're too tired, when you're lethargic and you just don't understand why, but you're getting good rest, then that's also definitely a sign.
Definitely. And I think just losing focus.
Yeah.
For me, it's losing focus, you know, atypical sleeping patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's either you have insomnia, hyperinsomnia,
yeah,
or you just basically spending most of your time in bed.
Yeah. Eating a little and eating too much, guys.
Yeah.
Like that is also one, you know, you need to eat really well and you need to take care of yourself. So, and also I guess taking care of yourself. When taking care of yourself starts declining, then you definitely know that's also like a sign.
And I think when we talk about taking care of yourself, guys, this just means like if you used to bath and now you don't bath.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's no water, but it's just a choice not to get up, take a shower, brush your teeth, and you're just like letting loose of yourself. That's definitely one of the biggest signs. And I'd like to say just delusions of worthlessness, of hopelessness, like
sadness, loneliness. And then I think with sadness and loneliness, and like you said, then it leads to isolation. Then it's just the thing of I just don't feel like doing anything anymore, or I'll fake it.
People.
Yeah. Then guys, those are definitely like major signs.
Major signs. And I think I want to focus on feelings of worthlessness, of hopelessness, because I think when depression attacks people, I think that's where a lot of people just go to.
Yeah.
You know, they just start now not valuing their worth.
Yeah.
Or they see that they think, because it's a delusion, they think that people around them, their loved ones, just don't really care about them and no one cares about them. And I'd like to say that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, your friends care about you. Even some people you may not even consider your friends, those people care about you.
Yeah.
Your neighbor even cares about you. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's people starting to realize that it's just don't focus on the pain so much, but also appreciate and accept the love that you're receiving outwards.
Because it can definitely take you to a dark place. And I think that unfortunately, like once you get to that dark place, it is so difficult to pull yourself out of. So I think definitely, and we say it emotionally, guys. So you need to also focus on your emotions and how you are feeling, you know, and those emotions shouldn't actually overwhelm you and they shouldn't overtake your life.
Yeah, they shouldn't interfere with your daily functioning.
Yes.
You know? And I think for me, we've had this chat before, and I was like, the best way to describe depression for me is sort of like drowning.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, ooh, like drowning. Like, yeah. I think if you've ever probably been in a situation where you almost drowned.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a first-time swimmer. Like, you're going in, you don't know what to expect. I'm talking about someone who knows how to swim. You know how to swim in the ocean. You know how to swim in a pool. You know how to swim in a dam. You're a good swimmer. But now this one time you go swim and it's just like the current just gets a hold of you.
Yeah, and it takes you.
And it takes you, guys.
Takes you.
Like, if you drown, guys, it feels like something is literally pulling you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in that situation, you'll find someone who actually fights to get themselves out of that. And like, damn, I'm fighting. And you get people who will scream for help.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's some people, it's just already a bit too late.
Yeah. And I literally like what you're saying there, because when I think about it, like, I'm like, you're sitting on a beach, there's a lifeguard there. Guys, you don't even see the lifeguard at this point in time.
Yeah.
You're just so far deep into, unfortunately, your mental illness that it's just taking you to a point where you don't even see the lifeguard.
You don't realize the good that's happening in your life because it's just all so clouded. But now, how do we say to people that, hey, you know, before it gets there, how can you combat stress? Because we understand that depression comes from stress.
Yeah.
You know, it's a buildup of stress. So how do we say, I mean, don't allow the stress to get to you? What are the things that you could do?
I would say like a personal mine is like, honestly, like identifying your own personal stress, you know?
Yeah.
I think that you and I, for example, we work in the same industry. However, we like...
And a high intense industry.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we live like two completely different lives, you know? So my personal stress, and you and I always talk about this, what I am dealing with, right? Maybe very, very little. And then you could be dealing with the same thing, but it can be very big. And I'm just like, but she's, you know, she's just like worrying too much about it, which is unnecessary. So personal stresses and your own personal stressor, not what I heard my friend is going through. Oh, I went through that last week. Oh, okay, cool. That's my personal stressor. Something that you're dealing with currently that's like weighing on you.
Exactly. And I think to touch on that, it also has to do with how we cope with things. Because obviously the backgrounds that we go through and the people that we surround ourselves, we may not attend to situations the same way.
Definitely.
Hence, we need to be very vigilant. And I like the fact that you need to point out or assess your own stress, because what stresses you out may not stress me out. And I have no right to judge or belittle how you handle things.
Yeah.
You know? So that's one. And I think for me, man, I think I preach this all the time.
All the time, sister.
I'm like, guys, if there's something you cannot fix or you cannot deal with, I mean, give it to Jesus and go to sleep, Charlie. God will fix it. God will, like, you wake up and you'll be like, God, did you make a plan? Or, you know, I think there's no point in you worrying or constantly worrying about something that you have zero control over. Guys, this is life. Things happen. You can't cry over spilled milk. Just let sleeping dogs lie.
I think another thing is taking care of ourselves. Like, we literally take this for granted. And this is also linked into self-care. Yeah. Because we've also been preaching self-care.
Self-care matters.
Yeah, self-care definitely does matter. Taking care of yourself, guys, is a massive, it should be actually a massive part in your life, you know. Never slip, or if you feel like, for example, like if you feel sick, go for a checkup, you know. Something's not right with you. Check in with yourself, you know. Do introspection, so jot things down. And I think another one that you always say, which is so beautiful, are personal mantras.
Oh, yeah.
I think
those are vital.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because they get you up when you're by yourself. You know?
And I think it's just constantly reminding yourself that you are worthy, that you're on the right track. And yes, right now it might not be good, but there's better days coming. And in this point, it also goes back to your faith. I mean, I understand that us as people do not have the same faith beliefs. So whatever rejuvenates you or gets you up, rather tie yourself to that.
Definitely.
Let that anchor you so that you can actually go out there and feel great or do better, and feel like it's more than just me. Yeah. It's for a bigger purpose than me.
Yeah, and I can overcome this eventually.
100.
I think another thing is that support, a tremendous amount of support does help. Knowing that somebody loves and cares about you, knowing that someone is patient enough to be like, I know you're going through this and I hear you. I may not necessarily understand, but I am here for you, and you will get through this, I think that one is so massive. And with support comes love and care. Okay, I know 100. That's like I'm being a bit cheesy, but love and care is also just so important,
Yeah, and I think, are we leaving anything out? And I think, guys, when you are facing a stressful moment, try not to drink. I know we're in a country that loves alcohol, but honestly, remove yourself from that, because what happens is it leads you further into the stress. So that's like a big one for me. But I think we've mentioned it all.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, good sleep.
Good sleep. Eating well. Guys,
good sleep is important.
Like, not I'm going to sleep with all. No. Like, you're actually going to sleep properly.
Sufficient sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I think we've covered it.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
Yeah. And I think also, if there's someone in your family going through the most and you're just picking up on the signs, or if you're a distressed person and you're picking up on these signs, the best thing, if you hurt yourself, you're going to go to a doctor. When your mental state is affected, you see a therapist. Yeah. I think that's the best way to save yourself before it gets too deep.
Seeking help is also definitely an important one, yeah. You said it, sister.
So yes, guys, if there's any information you'd like to share with us or any questions you'd like to ask, you can email us at MattersandMore@gmail.com, or you can DM us on @MattersandMore on Instagram.
Yes. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and stay tuned with us. We have a lot to say.
We do, honestly.
Yeah.